Hey friends, welcome to another home fragrance empties. Honestly, don't even know how long it's been. This is empties that span a couple days before I went to Natalie's house, some stuff that was melted at Natalie's house, and then some wax that I melted right after I got home. And tomorrow was trash day, so I thought I'll just sit down and film this video. Have a decent amount of stuff. Start with Scentsy, and then I'll get into vendor wax. So for Scentsy, I went through a pod in pink sugarberry mint. I have this going. I've got like a Halloween wall diffuser that I put into my hallway, and I have this going in the hallway right now. This is an amazing scent. I like it in the pod, but I like it in the bar better. I think I have one bar of this that Summer gifted to me a few months back, so I will definitely be saving that for like a really crisp wintry day, but absolutely love this scent. Speaking of Summer, I have a bar that she sent me in Rio Beach. You guys, this is unbelievable. I think she said that she got this in a flash sale, and she was like, Alexis, you have to try this, it's so amazing. So she sent me a box with some other stuff, but the second I pulled this out of the box, I smelled it. I texted her like, oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I put this right into my warmers. So this literally went from box to warmers. This is like tropical body care. It kind of gives me Barefoot Beach vibes, but like you added sunscreen or coconut to Barefoot Beach. It kind of has that boom boom type fragrance, but amplified with like a lot of sunscreen and a lot of coconut. This was not a good performer though. It was very, very strong for the first few hours, and then it absolutely died. So not a longevity type of bar, but powerhouse for the first few hours and definitely up my scent preference. So I think she said she got this in a flash sale. If I ever saw this in a flash sale, even though it didn't last as long as I would have liked, I would try to pick up a handful of those. Really enjoyed that, and thank you so much, Summer, for sending that. Melted Blue Coconut Beach. So this one was from Natalie. It only had a couple of cubes left in it. She wasn't a big fan of this, and I love this bar. So she gave me the last couple of cubes of this. So I melted this in my third bedroom. I love it. I have Natalie's little post-it notes. So this has notes of lush palm leaf, creamy coconut, and whipped vanilla. I wish this scent would come back and bring back my bar. It's one of my favorite coconuts from Scentsy. I don't love a lot of Scentsy's coconut, but this is one that I think they do really well. Absolutely love Blue Coconut Beach. Thank you, Nat, for that. And then speaking of Nat, this one is actually not my empty. This is Cocoa Lime. So this is my bar. I had given this bar to my dad. In the beginning of the year, I gave him like 5 Scentsy bars. Here's Rip. Want to lay down right here? There we go. I'd given him like 5 Scentsy bars to warm, and I said, just let me know when you need more, I'll give you more. So I'm at Natalie's house. He sends me a picture of Cocoa Lime, and God bless him. He said, do you want me to keep this clam so you can put in your empties? And I thought that was so sweet, and we were laughing about it, and it was really cute. So I didn't melt this, but he did. This is coconut milk, vanilla, and lime. It's a great cocoa lime scent. It's creamy, similar to like a coconut lime verbena, but it's got a lot of beautiful vanilla notes. Great summertime bar. And I found he really likes the citrusy, kind of bright, fresh scents like this. And so we were kind of laughing that he, was so sweet and wanted to keep the clam for me so I can show in my empties video. But I didn't have any more of it, and so Natalie sent me home with another bar of Cocoa Lime to give to my dad. So thank you, Natalie, for the bar of Cocoa Lime. He is a happy camper. But I'm like, you got to start melting some wax, because I have a lot of wax I can give you. I have have a lot of wax to give him. Okay, next I melted a Sanderson Sisters Perfectly Wicked bar. This is one of my favorites, definitely one of my favorite licensed bars. This has notes of blackberry, black plum, cherry, and spiced vanilla. To me, this is very Tom Ford Lush Cherry or Tom Ford Cherry Smoke. It's a cherry perfumey scent, and I have quite a bit of this. I love it for my bedroom. They just had it in a flash sale for like $2.80, and this retails for $7. This is a bar I would pay $7 for. It's a great performer. If I put it in my bedroom, I can get multiple days out of it. I'll let it go for 2 or 3 days before I change it. So for me, it's worth the $7 if it will go for a couple of days. But at $2.80, it's definitely worth it. So I think I bought like 6 or 8 of them when they went on that flash sale this summer. Absolutely love that bar. Hopefully the sun's starting to kind of set for the day, so my lighting is changing a little. And then I think the last from Scentsy I have is Ghostly Greetings. I know that not everybody loves this bar, but I really like this, and I'm surprised that more people don't like this scent. This has notes of black plum, spiced berry, and bourbon. To me, this is just such a nice, deep fall incensey berry. It makes me think of incense and patchouli and just those kind of deep, warm, earthy tones. And then you get the sweetness from the berries. It's a spicy berry with those like incensey, patchouli type of fragrance notes. That's what I get from this, at least, and I love it. Actually, this is what I was melting in my bedroom before I went to Natalie's house. And so when I leave, I turn off all my warmers, and this was throwing strong when I left. So when I came home, you know, a couple days later, I turned the warmers back on in my bedroom. This threw like a champ. So I didn't change it for like another day or so of it going again, you know, the second warm. I have the brick of Ghostly Greetings in my melting basket for the fall. So I definitely want to do some Ghostly Greetings this fall and warm it. I'm sad to see that brick go because I love this scent so much and I don't want to be without it. But at the same time, that brick is really old and it's just like, it's time to move on from it. So finished off the Ghostly Greetings. Really love that. And that is it for Scentsy this week. So we will move on to vendor wax. For vendor wax, let's start with Rose Girls. I have one in Deer Camp. This has been a constant repurchase of mine. I've had many over the years. This has notes of fresh falling leaves, burning logs, and a touch of dirt. This is really, really pretty. To be honest, I don't really get dirt from this. I get a very fresh scent. It's a very fresh, atmospheric, outdoorsy scent. Very suitable for early fall where the weather is changing, but it's not super crisp and cool yet. This is a little bit sharp and in a good way. Like, I like this scent a lot. Like I said, I've purchased this many a times. Come right back down. I spooked him. I closed this to try to help with the stream of light coming in, and I moved too fast for him. He freaked out. So he got up like, what are you doing? Anyway, really enjoyed this one. Something I would definitely get again. From Lavender and Speckles, I am continuing my scent shot mission, or cup, whatever you want to call it. I really enjoyed all of these scents. I'm going to kind of move through them relatively quickly. I've talked about this before, but I'm trying to use up the cups because they're just kind of messy. The lids pop off. I actually have one. Let's start with this one. I have one here that does not have a label. I don't know what it is. I know some other people have scents that don't have a label. It smells like it might be from the bourbon sampler. I feel like I'm getting the bourbon from this. But if anybody knows, did you get a scent that doesn't have a label on it? Maybe a lot of us did, and maybe I could figure out what this scent shot is. But I want to say it was from the bourbon sampler. So Went through that unknown one. Then I went through Barbershop and Vanilla French Bourbon. That was from the Barbershop sampler. And obviously I loved the French bourbon oil way back then because I put it in the blend and the Barbershop sampler, and then I ended up doing a different sampler for the bourbon oil. Loved that. Bourbon, Blackberry, and Beach Marshmallow. Bourbon and Black Sea. I mean, I love all of these, obviously from the bourbon sampler. A little bit biased though, but enjoyed all of those. And then from Summer's Sophisticated sampler, I have Sophisticated, Madagascar Vanilla, and Coconut and Santal. So that was really pretty as well. And I'm almost finished with those. I probably have maybe half a dozen left, and then I think I will be done with those kind of scent shots, and I will just be purchasing the clams or like the snap bars, those types of samplers, I think, moving forward. I guess never say never, but that is my plan. From Britta's, I went through a couple of soufflés. First up, Halloween Party. This one is Pumpkin Crunch Cake, Candy Corn, and Vanilla Bean Marshmallow. This was very heavy on that pumpkin crunch cake, whatever that oil is. It was okay, nothing to write home about, nothing that I would particularly get again. I love candy corn and wax, and I wish the candy corn would have come out a little bit more on this, but I really got that pumpkin crunch cake. And then this one I love, Baba Shook. The Exorcist and Baba Shook are two just amazing patchouli blends from Britta. This is Patchouli Sugar Cookie Royale, Sweet and Creamy, and Vanilla Bean Marshmallow. That sweet and creamy oil, she uses it in a lot of blends, is so pretty. And then this patchouli is just the best. We're gonna talk about patchouli here in a minute, and I don't know if Natalie's empties are up or not. I pre-film a lot of my videos, and so a lot of times when I'm filming, that video might not get posted for a week, maybe even 2 weeks, depending on the other videos that I have filmed. And so I don't know what videos other people will have up, or, you know, things like that. And so if Natalie has an empties up, she might have already talked about this. But when I was at her house, we had a patchouli weekend, we liked to say. We were just in a patchouli mood with what we were melting, and so I kind of continued the patchouli theme once I got home, because I was just, yeah, in a patchouli mood. But if you like patchouli, or if you want to try patchouli, Britta's was, I think, the way to go. Speaking of our patchouli weekend, I melted from Destination Wax Pink Sorry. So Natalie gave me this one when I was at her house. We were going through wax. We like to smell wax. And she shows me new stuff that she's gotten, or, you know, I just smell her wax, right? Things that I've never tried before that she has. And she was saying this Pink Sorry is amazing. So she sent me home with one, and I melted it one of the first days I was back. This is Pink Sugar with Patchouli. This is so pretty. I really enjoyed this on cold, so I knew I was going to like it, but I loved this on warm. I melted this one in my kitchen, and I melted it on a day where I had other wax in the kitchen, but then I cooked. I made some burgers. I baked some Brussels sprouts in the oven. And if you've ever cooked Brussels sprouts, you probably know they are pungent, and I couldn't smell the wax that I had put in the warmers anymore. No fault of that wax. I think it's just the nature of what I was cooking. And so I needed something in there that would take over that scent. And so I put Pink Sorry in. This is gorgeous. This is such a pretty scent. Very patchouli heavy, but you get like a subtle sweetness from the pink sugar. I need more of this. Also, Patchouli Linen from Destination is another patchouli scent that I need more of. Also, from Natalie's house, she sent me home with this empty clam. So we were talking about Cocoa Lime and that empty clam for my dad, and then I had sent Natalie some Swan Creek as my like thank you for letting me stay with you and visit, etc. So she had just gotten that box of Swan Creek. Well, she also had purchased some Swan Creek in the last few weeks before I had gotten there. And I had sent her a bar of charred ginger and apple slices. And she had also purchased a bar of charred ginger and apple slices. So the one day we took both of these bars and melted them together. So I think the last night when I was packing, she said, do you want to take this home and I'll have one of my empties and you can have one in your empties? And I was just dying because I'm thinking about the TSA guy with me rolling in with my suitcase, and I have just wax in there that she's given me, but then I have empty clamshells of wax just to put in a video. I think it's hysterical. So I was like, yeah, why not? So melted this one at Natalie's house, and she'll have one in her empties as well. This is really pretty. You definitely get the apple slices, but you get the ginger. It's kind of subtle underneath it. Really, really nice. We enjoyed this one a lot, and it mixed well with our kind of patchouli leaning wax that we were melting the rest of the weekend. So I don't know, kind of just a fun story. And if you need a laugh, picture me going through TSA with empty wax clamshells in my suitcase, because that's what happened. And whenever that's happened, I'm like, please don't make them, like, please don't search my suitcase. Like, don't open it and see the wax just like laying on top of my clothes. But they didn't open it. I got through security without a hitch. Okay, from Kay's, I finished off 2 clamshells of pumpkin peanut brittle. I've talked about this before, but this is hands down the best pumpkin peanut brittle out there. It's better than Bath and Body Works. It's better than any other vendor I've tried. It is amazingly authentic, you know, identical to the candle. It's strong. It is such a great performer. This will go for days if I let it. Like, I could get 2 days out of this scent because it's just one of those types of scents. It is so beautiful. Caramel brittle, peanuts, and toasted pumpkin seeds. If you have never tried pumpkin peanut brittle, I highly, highly encourage you. It's slightly salty, it's sweet, it's bakery. It is a perfect fall bakery scent, and Carla from Kay's does it best. So I went through 2 of those. Then from L3, I melted a bunt from, I think, the Oregon Autumn sampler. This one is Ozone, Oregon Autumn, and a hint of earth. Beautiful. These scents are very much up my alley. I cut these bunts into 4 pieces. Definitely got like an earthiness, a petrichor, but Oregon Autumn is very fresh and green and crisp. Beautiful scent, perfect for early fall, but also would have been great for spring. And then from Natalie, I melted Mac Apple. Today is October 3rd, and zucchini bread, this scoop. So she actually gave me this scoop last year when I was up in Jersey. And this year we were going through some wax. Was it like her melting basket? I can't remember what we were going through, but she had another scoop of this. And I was like, yes, you gave me a scoop last year. Like, I need to pull that out this year. And so I pulled it out recently and melted it. So Mac Apple, today is October 3rd, and zucchini bread. So today is October 3rd. I think if you're familiar with L3, you probably know, but it's Palo, Sugar Cookie Royale, and Toasted Mallow. This is a beautiful scent. You get the Mac Apple, it's nice and sweet. The beautiful toasty, today is October 3rd. I really enjoyed this one, and I love their scoops. I don't reach for them a ton just because they're a little bit of a pain to like scoop out, but that's just me being lazy. They are great. I've had scoops that have been many years old that always perform well. I really do enjoy their scoops, and eventually when I can chill my wax out a little bit, I would like to purchase more scoops from L3, you know, way in the future. I got a lot of L3 and just a lot of wax to work through, but I did really enjoy that. So thank you, Natalie, for gifting that. And then the last vendor is Teddy Bees, and I have a decent amount of Teddy Bees. First, I have 2 samples, and I'll talk about them together because I melted them together. Both of these samples were gifted from Summer. So during the RTS, Tiffany had a couple of like tester scents on there that she didn't advertise, but Summer was able to snag them. And so she shared little samples of each one with me. So I have Soleil and Sea is this one. And then this other one is Endless Summer. So very similar types of scents. And so I took these 2 pieces and I put them in my kitchen and they were really pretty together. Soleil and Sea is tanning oil, salt water, tropical fruits, and a hint of sea air. And then Endless Summer is sweet coconut, banana sunscreen, pool water, and clean towels. I liked the Soleil and Sea better because it was just more sunscreen, tropical, didn't have a lot of that banana note, but Endless Summer was very tropical banana sunscreen. If you like messy buns and tan lines, you would like Endless Summer. I don't know. Like I said, it was a tester scent, so I don't know if she'll report it or maybe it will come back for like spring, summer. This is a pretty scent, don't get me wrong. I am just not a banana person in really any fashion, so it's not one that I would get again. But if you like messy buns and tan lines, that type of tropical sunscreen banana, you would enjoy that a lot. Thank you, Summer, for the samples. And then the rest of what I have from Teddy Bees are soufflés. So I have 5 soufflés here that I went through. And doing that chop and chat recently really helped me melt some Teddy Bees because everything's chopped. I can just go into my melting basket, pick out what I want, and pull from there. So I do feel like I got through more Teddy Bees because I did that chop and chat. So that is great. Soufflé is Bonfire Nights. This one is Bonfires, Cashmere, Vanilla, Sandalwood, and Roasted Marshmallow. I've had this one before. This is a really great bedroom scent. It's like toasted marshmallow, but a little bit smokier, very creamy. Not the best performer. To me, it's a little bit more of a background scent, but it's beautiful in a bedroom. Very calming, very soothing. I like this one a lot. Melted it before I've repurchased it. It's a good one. Then Stay Spooky. I think this one was just in the last pre-order maybe, and I did not get more of it because I had a couple soufflés from the last time she had offered this that I hadn't warmed yet. So wanted to pull one of these out. This is Sweet Cream, Pumpkin Pie Spices, Warm Pie Crust, Palo Santo, and hints of smoky bonfire embers. Really nice pumpkin bakery scent. If you like Creep Show, Holiday and Halloween Town, those types of fragrances, liked it. I will enjoy my next souffle I have of it, but not sure it's one that I need to particularly get again. But if you like a good Teddy Bees, a pumpkin, creamy, kind of spicy bakery, that's a really pretty one. A new one to me, this is the first time I've melted this, the Watchers. This was definitely a standout from whatever pre-order this was. The pre-order, fall pre-order last year, it looks like. And I've been letting it cure, haven't warmed it yet. So the Watchers is true oud wood, warm vanilla, moss-filled oak trees, hints of balsam and fresh air with a background of fireside marshmallows. I loved this. Absolutely loved this. I feel like it's calmed down a lot since I originally smelled it. I feel like at first it was a little bit sharp, like in a good way, but it was a little bit sharp. And I think this year has really given it some time to chill out a little bit. I get the moss, I get the oak, I really get the balsam. It's creamy. It is kind of atmospheric. Very, very pretty. Enjoyed this one a lot. Great performer, and I'm glad to have more of that. Tiff's Favorite Lavender. Always amazing. I've went through many of these in the past, and I just wanted some lavender in my bedroom, and so I cut up the souffle and split it between my bedroom and this wax room. This is lavender, sweet marshmallows, and vanilla coconut milk. There's something so unique about this lavender, and I guess it's the lavender and the coconut milk together, but it is beautiful. It's strong, it's really soothing, perfect for nighttime. Honestly, perfect for any time. It's just a really great lavender on its own. It's great blended. It's not super sweet, but it's definitely not herbal either. It's a little bit middle of the road. I think it maybe leans a little bit sweeter than herbal, but it's not like a sweet lavender. Like if you've had a midnight snack, or not just another lavender vanilla, like those to me are very sweet lavenders. This one is sweet, but it's a little bit more herbal leaning. It's beautiful. If you like lavender, really encourage you to try this the next time it's offered. Tiff's Favorite Lavender, and it's a great performer. And then lastly, oh my gosh, I love this scent so much. I melted the Black Flame candle. Melted this one for the first time, but this scent was my favorite from this pre-order. So this was last May, so almost a year and a half ago at this point. It is so beautiful, and I purchased quite a bit of it between the pre-order and the RTS because I thought it was a scent that I would really like, and I didn't think it was quite ready to melt this fall, and so I've been waiting, and I melted this in my open concept, and I loved this so much. I'm very glad that I stocked up on it during this pre-order because this is one of those scents that just stand out to me, like with Surfside Sweet Shop, Pacific Northwest Winter, Snow Cones by the Sea, Trick and a Treat, you know, all those scents that I just love. This one is up there. I loved this. This is Flannel Type Crackling Firewood and Warm Vanilla Sugar. Now, I love flannel. I really enjoy flannel, but the flannel mixed with the fire, oh, this is so cozy and just a great fall and winter kind of masculine but smoky blend. And you guys know I love Witchy Woman, and Witchy Woman has flannel in it as well. So this is more like smoky flannel, where that one is flannel, but it's very bright and fresh and perfumey. The Black Flame candle I absolutely love. So I need to see how much I have left of this, but this is one that I probably want to start requesting to come back in a pre-order because it performed great and I loved this so much. Okay, that is it for empties. You can go put all this in the recycling or the trash and get it out for tomorrow. Thank you so very much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.